Uh-oh, here we go again, freaks and geeks. The leftist queen of the right wing has returned, and she says America is in shambles. And I'd say I'm probably gonna have to agree. But let's see what she's got to say.
My fellow Americans, I regret to inform you that it is that time again. Election time. Every 4 years we have to deal with this. Are you voting for the red pedophiles or the blue pedophiles? The red drone strikes or the gay drone strikes? Dead Palestinians or dead Palestinians? We're tired of it. They should just pick one guy to protect democracy and have him rule forever. And I believe that guy should be me. I am officially announcing that I have once again decided to run for president. I know my last campaign didn't go very well after they found the tweets. What?
I'm gonna run for president one day, hopefully, maybe, if I don't get shot in the ear like Donald Trump, but successfully, if you get what I'm saying. Who knows? God, I hope I never try to run for president.
People say it all the time. I can't say it. Let's take a look at our candidates, shall we? Trump. Old. Orange. Kamala. Woman. What is a filibuster? I don't know. I get all my opinions from Twitter. And
Same.
my husband. Let's talk about Israel. Build back better?
I don't have a husband, so I don't get my information from my husband. Closest thing I got is a roommate, and he's got bad information. He pre-orders video games.
Agenda 47? Let me introduce you to the Shoe New Deal. Bring back the red Pizza Hut cups. Universal
Based.
guns for all. Make McDonald's colorful again. No more of this millennial gray shit, folks.
Bring back the play place. I want the play place back. Everything's so boring. Everybody has to stay home and do nothing. I don't want to stay home anymore. But where else will I go? It's dangerous out there, man. There's homeless people and mountain lions.
We're sick of it. Government-sponsored big titty goth girlfriends. Make it illegal to be mean to me. Imprison people who sleep in jeans. And finally, deport all
Hey,
the
I feel attacked for that one. I sleep in
Greeks.
my jeans sometimes.
Who's gonna be my VP? Alex Jones. So vote for me. Or else.
I'll vote for you. Especially if Alex Jones is going to be her running mate. Yeah, I'm definitely voting for that over what we got right now.
The DNC is being held in Chicago. There's a Kennedy in politics and an assassination attempt. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 1968. It has been a crazy few weeks. I'm sorry that I have been gone. I've been very busy, as some of you know now, and as some of you guessed. I have recently had a baby. And as it turns out, that takes up a lot of your time. And it's weird, like,
Wait, did she really? Hold up. She actually have a baby, or is she joking? I can never tell with this woman.
I don't really care about politics anymore, but at the same time, I care about them more than ever. Like, I feel like I care more about the future, but also I don't care about what this political streamer said about this political streamer. It is so freeing. I highly recommend it. And even though I told myself I am taking a break from politics, I am retired until further notice, I just couldn't help myself. Too much has happened. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. The news.
Yeah, next thing you know, we're gonna have full-blown World War III. You're like, alright, Trump almost dying, enough with that, I'm out. And then China takes Taiwan, Russia takes Ukraine, Iraq and Iran start fighting each other. Well, I think they're fighting each other, everybody's fighting each other, but they're gonna start fighting Israel, and Israel's fighting everybody. And US is gonna be dragged into all of those situations. We're currently going through economic crisis worldwide. Japan just collapsed.
It has been absolutely insane. I cannot keep up with it. The media has been more biased and extreme than usual, but thankfully there is a tool to help you navigate through all of that. So before we get into today's video, let's quickly get into today's sponsor, a sponsor I've been working with for over 3 years now, Ground News. Ground News is a website and an app on a mission to give readers a fun, transparent way to keep up with the news. And it lets you compare how stories are covered all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of the political bias, ownership, and headlines of the source's reporting to help you get all the information you need to understand the full story. The blind spot feature shows what stories are being underreported from the left and the right. For example, here is a story about how Trump apparently said disabled people should die? What? Right away, we can see how this story has been covered by 19 sources, and 78% were left-wing. Barely any right-wing outlets
Ground news is actually fucking awesome.
Are reporting on this. Or this one about how the Secret Service apparently refused to use drone protection before the Trump rally in Pennsylvania. Yikes. 13 sources covered this, and 100% of them were from the right. 0% of left-wing sources covering this. What's cool is you can even see who owns these media outlets. But my all-time favorite feature of ground news is how easy it is to see how political bias can affect the framing of a story. It's so funny. For example, this story, this is how the left wing covered it. Netanyahu's speech to Congress underscores US complicity in Gaza war. And this is how a right-wing source frames the exact same story. Are you ready? Allahu Akbar! Protesters burn American flag, rage outside Netanyahu's speech. I have been using ground news every day since 2020. It is one of my all-time favorite apps, one of the first apps I open in the morning. Best of all, you can currently get 40% off their Vantage plan, which gives you unlimited access to their amazing features. Get the deal by going to ground.news/shoe, using the QR code on the screen, or clicking the link in the video description. And now, back to the video.
Man, I actually need to get me a sponsorship from Ground News. I wonder if they'll do that. Probably not, at least at the level I'm at right now. I literally sit up from bed and open Ground News when I wake up. That's the only time I'm ever on, is like right when I wake up, just to see what happened overnight.
Now, as you know, I do not watch mainstream media. It's all biased and fake and bought by
True.
big pharma and the military-industrial
All fake
complex,
and
blah,
gay.
blah, blah, you know me. So instead, I tune into the real news.
Will Donald Trump win the next presidential election? No, thank you. Will Joe Biden be the president for the next 4 years? No. Interesting, thank you. Is the ocean considered another dimension? Yes, thank you.
Trump and Biden had a debate, and well,
I think it could be. That's where Cthulhu's at, or Cthulhu, whatever you call him, or...
it went exactly how we all expected.
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
You know, I have my opinions, but
I know what he said. He said...
let's see what the American people thought. I forgot to watch. Understandable. Have a nice day.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts.
You answered every question? The bar is in hell. At first, Democrats tried to play it off like Biden had a cold. They can only keep Biden in the basement for so long, and now the whole world sees his brain melting live on TV.
With the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if...
I think that Joe Biden had COVID here during this, and they were trying to give it to Trump, and hopefully Trump was going to get it and die from it. That's why it was on his mind and he brought it up. Who knows? Who knows? Everything's so weird. All these people are gross.
We finally beat Medicare.
They couldn't deny it anymore, and people have been talking about it for years. I have been talking about it for years. We all saw it, and it's only gotten worse. And it's like fucked up to think about, because it just kind of shows like, of course we all knew this, but they really don't give a fuck about us. If this is truly the most important election of our lifetime...
Actually, I'd extend that further and say that they actually want to cause harm to us because we're in their way of having absolute power. And they're in each other's ways. Everybody wants absolute power. That's the only reason we're here, is to use us as leverage to gain power over others.
And if democracy is at stake, why were you putting up this rotting corpse of a man? The Democrats had 4 years to find someone else. 4 years! There are a ton of other options, like, I would vote for Gavin Newsom. I don't know any of his policies, but he looks like a serial killer, and that's enough. This is why we need to repeal the 19th.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. Am I?
I'm not.
Everything I say is a joke, unless you agree with it, then I'm serious. There's just no way Trump is losing. It would take a miracle. It would take...
Or am I? No, I am just kidding. I'm not, though. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I am or not.
something like, I don't know, Trump getting shot in the head at a rally in Pennsylvania.
You see something that said, take a look at what happened.
I watched that pretty much live. I watched this part live, right after.
Oh yeah, he's winning. I shit you not, I found out about this because of a meme on Twitter. The world could be ending, and I wouldn't know unless I saw a meme on Twitter.
I was in the Timcast Discord, and somebody was like, hey, somebody just fired at Trump, and they posted the link to it, and I immediately clicked it, and I saw the part where he got up and did with the American flag behind him.
Bullet just grazed his ear because he turned at the last second to look at some immigration chart. Being racist literally saved his life. There's a lesson in that. The shooter was identified as Thomas Crooks, a 20-year-old who managed to find an unoccupied, unguarded roof not too far from the rally. He somehow knew that roof would be unguarded, laid down and aimed a rifle at the former president without being noticed. Oh wait, he was noticed. By everyone except the people who should have noticed.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down, see him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
He's on the roof! He's right here!
We have people that
Right
should not be
here! Right on the roof!
Either this was insane incompetence, or they let it happen. I'm leaning more towards the former because if you look at our bridges and airplanes, America is in shambles. People were laughing about—
I think it is both incompetence and they let it happen. I call it incompetence on purpose. They give the incompetent people to the people that they don't like the most and keep all the best people for themselves. So that things like this can happen very easily because these people are all stupid and they're all selfish. And they don't care what happens to America. They'll still be in power. It doesn't matter who owns the country or not.
about how some of the cops protecting Trump were women and like, come on now, that's sexist. They were making these awful memes like this. No, but like actually though, why did they have a 5'3" woman protecting a 6'3" man? The shooter could have had another clear shot of his head. Like, look at that. Look at that. What is that? Like, what happened? Did the Secret Service initiate some DEI program? That would be like something out of a right-wing boomer meme.
To expand hiring, they're aiming to have 30% women recruits by 2030.
Oh. Oh no. Breaking. FBI confirms.
Wait. Oh, wait, what? What's this? This isn't real. This can't be real. Oh god, it's real. It's real.
Women working as special agents, uniformed division officers, and administrative, professional, and technical APT personnel at the Secret Service fulfill our agency's public safety and security mission with integrity and strength. Secret Service prioritizes recruiting women candidates.
Like priority over everything? What does that mean? Women comprise 24% of our workforce. Not quite 30%, but that's a crazy amount that they have going. Sounds to me like DEI hires going on. Gotta be diverse between men and women.
30.
Oh. Oh no. Breaking. FBI confirms that Trump's ear was struck by a bullet. Wow, thanks guys.
Say.
How much do we pay you in taxes again? Also, now that the FBI said it, I'm kind of doubting it. This is like when the government confirmed there were aliens and then I stopped believing that there were aliens. The way we were so close to just seeing Trump's head.
I thought I was abducted by aliens. Longest time. Like, I got booped on the forehead when I was in my bedroom and I was paralyzed up against the wall and I could see the thing. It like walked through my door, walked up to me. It was tall gray in a gray suit that almost looked like it was its skin, but it was a suit. And TV was fuzzy, and it shouldn't have been fuzzy because it was a flat screen new LED TV. They don't get fuzzy no more. But the government said aliens are real, and I immediately went to that was some kind of weird sleep paralysis. Aliens aren't real.
Be blown into smithereens. The worst way to be blown. It is so crazy. Like, what was the motivation behind this? I mean, the shooter would have to be some crazy leftist or maybe a crazy far-right person who didn't like Trump, right? Well, we don't know, because apparently this 20-year-old had no social media presence. Okay, we do know that he donated to the Democrats and was a registered Republican. The internet was really desperate to find any kind of motive, but the only thing the media seemed to report on was the fact that the last thing he did was watch porn. Getting in one more goon sesh before getting shot in the head by the feds. Personally, I think it's important to know what kind of porn he was looking at. I think that will set the record straight. Was it furry porn? Leftist. Hentai? Right-wing. Feet? Centrist. Latex, balloon inflation, BDSM, sissy hypno? Shoe0nHead fan. I always thought about like...
Excuse me, I wasn't ready for that.
If the MK Ultra suddenly kicked in and I went on like a killing spree, good luck figuring out my politics. Trump shooter used gaming site that features presidential assassination game. So for those of you who don't know, they're talking about Steam. He doesn't even own—
Hey, anybody that wants to guess what my politics are, go ahead, leave them down in the comments. I'll try and explain it. You probably won't get it, because I don't think I even get it.
the game. He didn't even play the game. This would be like being called a pedo because you have Netflix and Cuties is on Netflix, even though you never watched Cuties. He's not trans. He's not Muslim. We can't figure out his political identity. Who do we blame?
I got rid of Netflix as soon as the Cuties thing happened. I haven't looked back.
Gamers. Now, I'm not a believer in stochastic terrorism. I think that's
too.
a little goofy. People should be allowed to criticize people. But if you're like, he's Hitler, he's Hitler, he's Hitler, he's Hitler, eventually someone is gonna try to kill Hitler. But it is crazy to think about how, like, this will be in the history books. This will be in my son's history book. But it will look more like this. Now, unfortunately, someone did die. One of the bullets hit Corey Comparator as he was protecting his family. But there were people, like, mocking this, which is insane to me. Like, it's one thing to make fun of a failed assassination attempt, even a successful assassination attempt on a politician. If we can't mock or criticize the people in power, there is an issue. But it's another thing to mock a innocent Trump supporter that died. The guy didn't have any power. He wasn't a politician. He was just a dude. I don't like where stuff like this leads. And sure, you could say, oh, if a Biden supporter died, you know, MAGA would be laughing about it too. And, like, sure, like, can you just have some principles? Oh, speaking of, libs of TikTok started doxing people for making jokes about the assassination on, like, Facebook and getting people fired from their jobs, including some old lady who, like, worked at Home Depot. Like, her life is miserable enough, man. She's, like, 65 working at Home Depot.
Just leave, like, regular people alone. It's not their fault they're stupid. Not talking about regular people. I'm talking about the stupid regular people. There are stupid people among the regular people. I am a regular people, kind of. I'm also stupid.
Of TikTok just completely forgetting the reason she started the account in the first place, to make fun of cringy liberal behavior, like getting people fired for jokes and political opinions online. I have been incredibly consistent over the years. Consistently retarded. But one of the things I've been very consistent on, one of my principles is being against getting people fired for, like, things they said online. If you don't have principles, you are no better than your enemy. And it just becomes this extremely toxic back and forth, this toxic cycle. And you all look like psychopaths while I'm here on the sidelines, principled and losing. Forever. Like, social media, when this all was going down,
everybody thinks they're a journalist, and they're all trying to figure out who the other person is actually in real life that they see online. And it's just so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, who cares? It's just the internet. Everybody needs to stop taking it so seriously. Most of the things that go on the internet, most of the things that people seem to care about, do not go on in my life, so I just do not care about it. And when it starts to go on in my life, I will start caring about it. But it's not happening, so leave me alone.
Was a train wreck. Oh, speaking of train wrecks, the RNC happened.
And also, a YouTuber derailed a train.
Let me hear you cheer if you support Israel.
Enough was enough, and I said,
hey, that was actually cool.
Run wild, brother. We become totally unhinged if Donald Trump is not elected in November.
Yeah, there's a dog.
At the RNC, Trump finally announced his VP
Wait, hold
pick,
up.
JD.
I think just from having Hulk Hogan and a dog and Trump, they automatically win. I don't think the Democrats can do anything to beat the RNC. Because that even though it's kind of lame, that still beats any other, like, what is it, Republican National Convention. Beats any kind of national convention for political stuff ever.
Vance, a man who, according to Snopes, did not in fact fuck a couch. Well, he lost my vote. JD is a senator from Ohio, the author of Hillbilly
Who hasn't fucked a couch?
Elegy, and a terminally online post-liberal who follows me on Twitter.
It is the weirdest thing to me. Democrats say that it is racist to believe.
There's that word. Everybody keeps saying weird, like it's just entered the hive mind all of a sudden, and that's weird. Everybody stop saying it. Anybody who says weird now, I'm just gonna call a cultist.
Well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday, and one today. I'm sure they're gonna call that racist too, but it's good. I love you guys.
That's
Diet Mountain Dew is actually, you're being insensitive to people who live in trailer parks by making fun of Mountain Dew. You lost my vote, JD Vance. Who votes anyway? I've never voted. I'm not gonna vote. Maybe. This might be the first time. Who knows? We'll see. Don't get your hopes up or down. I might do it.
That's my oomphy! This dude follows like 1,000 people, and 2 of them are me and my husband. There is a chance that we have a vice president who has retweeted the words Hitler Bussy 420. Oh, they did it. They literally did write about Mountain Dew being racist. I hate it here. After posting on Twitter that he was dropping out, we didn't hear from Biden for a few days, and people started suspecting that he was dead. People genuinely thought the DNC took him out behind the shed and put him down like an old dog. The shooter missed. Quick. Plan B. Kill Biden. Phones don't even look like this anymore. This man's brain was so fried he had to drop out of the race, but he's still the president? We have a president who is too senile to run for president. So who is going to run for president? Who is coming to save us?
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Just as I predicted,
Yeah, first she was Hawaiian, then she was Jamaican, then she was Indian, now she's black. By the way, black and Jamaican, kind of the same thing, but Jamaican is like another level of black. I don't know. Is that racist to say that Jamaicans are another level of black? I don't a different category? I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking about it.
5 years ago, America might get its first female president because the president stepped down or died. Empowering! I don't know if you guys remember, but Kamala was not popular at all during the 2019 Democratic primaries. She dropped out before Iowa. She was less popular than Tulsi Gabbard, and people don't like to hear it, but she was literally chosen because of her gender. Like, it's not even a joke. During the debate, when it was Bernie versus Biden, they were asked who they're gonna pick as a VP, and Bernie was like, well, it depends if they're progressive and if they're following a progressive agenda, and Biden was like, I vow to get a female VP, and the crowd went nuts. We might have President Kamala Harris because Biden tried to outwoke Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders at West Lebanon. Harris is not going to win this election, and she is going to have a very difficult time winning unless she begins to speak forcefully about the needs of the long-neglected working class of this country. The quote tweets and the replies were just full of thousands of people calling him sexist for this. Bernie is absolutely correct though. Kamala has been so focused on getting like the TikTok vote with her little like brat summer thing. I don't know what the brat is. I'm old, but someone has to remind Kamala Harris that she's running for president of the United States, not president of the gays and women. White Women for Harris meeting raised millions, broke Zoom. But when I want to
I think a lot of the people that I've heard are wanting to vote for have no idea how to vote. I don't think a lot of these people are going to vote, but I do think a lot of people are going to vote, and I think there's definitely going to be some shadow campaign going on, definitely some shady stuff going on. So I think it's looking about 50-50 on who's going to be president, and I don't want either one of them.
Have a whites-only meeting, I'm called a racist. Wow.
As white women, we need to use our privilege to make positive changes. If you find yourself talking over or speaking for BIPOC individuals, or God forbid, correcting them, just take a beat. And instead, we can put our listening ears on.
Oh no. Can Kamala Harris pull off a victory in 3 months?
I don't even know what just happened.
3 top strategists lay out how. How do you run a 3-month campaign in an era when presidential campaigns have become years-long affairs? We gathered 3 top campaign managers to ask just that. We spoke with Patty Solis Doyle, who ran Hillary Clinton's 2008 presidential primary campaign, Robbie Mook, who ran Clinton's 2016 general election campaign. Hi, Hillary Clinton team? Yeah, I need advice on how to win. What? Do you think Hillary's like seething? If there's any reason to vote for Kamala, it's just to make Hillary extremely mad. It was supposed to be me! The Democrats are voting for a cop and the Republicans are voting for a felon. And one of the candidates' VP is a Shoe0nHead fan. Wild timeline we're on, folks. It's silly season. I don't know who's gonna win. All I know is that this is a race between 2 very different candidates.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
I've heard that so many times.
Anyway, that was my little political video. I just wanted to cover everything that happened so we can like look back on this during World War III and see how easy we had it. So what are your thoughts? Who do you think is going to win? Not who do you want to win, who do you think is going to win? Big thank you to everyone who donates to me on Patreon. I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to support the channel, click the link down below, and I will see you guys very soon with a fun, non-political video. Bye.
So what do you think, ladies and gentlemen, freaks and geeks? Are we in trouble? Is America in shambles? Is the world falling apart? Are we going to World War III? I think it's already happening. I think we're already in it. Is it going to get better? I hope. I doubt it.
Now, I'm not a believer in the Scholastic Book Fair. I'm not a believer in it.